Hey friends, welcome in or welcome back to the channel. This is Miss Tarot, and today we have another week ahead bite-sized tarot reading for you. These messages are timeless, and what we will be taking a look at, if you aren't unfamiliar with this series, is the next 7 to 10 days, what main energies you'll be encountering, as well as opportunities, challenges, and some general advice from your spiritual team. Okay, we have a couple pre-shuffled oracle cards in front of you. We are again using the Soul's Journey lesson cards. I seem to be on a little bit of a kick with those. And then I have a new tarot deck that we will be using today called the Antique Anatomy Tarot. Antique Anatomy Tarot. Say that 20 times fast. So let's take a look and see what is in store for the week ahead. We have worry. I am learning that worry does not change an outcome. And we have indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So before we get into the tarot, this seems pretty specific for a lot of people who might be struggling to make heads or tails of a specific situation. Obviously, we know that worry is kind of, I don't want to call it a useless emotion, but it is kind of pointless, right? Because I do get the sense that worry is usually based around the need to control or know things. And control is based on our need to have things be familiar and expected, which, you know, is virtually impossible. But the indecision card kind of lets me know that there's something coming ahead for this group of you who are watching this video in which you don't know which way to jump is kind of what I'm seeing. And you are probably going to be relied on heavily or being advised to heavily rely on your intuition, but that's always the case. That's what we should all be doing. But let's take a look into the tarot, okay? So we have your center of your reading is the 10 of Wands. So a heavy burden. We have the Emperor. We have the Empress. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. Well, so this kind of goes with what I was seeing before with these two oracle cards. I think we're getting a lot of confirmation here of things that are maybe coming in this week that you are possibly trying to control. And it is really stifling possibility of, you know, doors opening or having a specific level of like creative problem solving. I really think that especially with the Queen of Swords here with the indecision, it can go two ways. What I'm seeing is you might be kind of bogged down in your own thoughts at this time. And you really need to kind of sift through that mess and really seek some clarity, because the Queen of Swords is somebody who is very clear in her wants, needs, desires, and how she's going to move forward with it. She governs that part of her mind that is very logical and does not jump to conclusions and has a very clear sense of what path she wants to go down. There is no indecision with the Queen of Swords. So I do, and it's funny that it comes out under indecision, is I think that is something that you're meant to embody, because what I'm seeing right now is the worry and indecision is really causing you to have a heavy burden. And this could be physically, emotionally, mentally. You know, stress is a killer, and it affects all aspects of our well-being. Whatever you are trying to control and get in line or kind of bringing into fruition is really far out. I think that especially with the Knight of Pentacles, this is always indicative of a very slow moving energy. So what is coming towards you is possibly something that is way down the road in the future. And there's so much time in between now and when this is going to come into fruition that it's probably useless to worry right now. That doesn't mean you can't plan for things, right? You can plan for it to go south, or you can plan for it to be positive, just kind of being prepared. And I do think that's why the Emperor card here is here, but let's kind of pay attention to the Pentacles dude first. But what I was saying is that this is a very slow moving energy, and the worry and burden and indecision isn't quite at, you're kind of, I don't want to say you're worrying over nothing, because I'm not going to assume that you are, but I would probably say it's a little premature. Like, you know, we've all had worries and insecurities about things that may come to pass, or, you know, things that we are fearful of coming to pass that never even get here. So what I'm kind of saying is really pay attention and evaluate where your mind is right now. Are you worrying about something? Like, zoom out, okay? Zoom out and kind of assess your timeline. Is it going to affect you tomorrow? No. Okay. Is it going to affect you next week? Okay, maybe not. Is it going to affect me this month? Possibly, you know, depending on your circumstances. If it's more than a couple months out or more than a month out, it's probably too much of a burden for you to be worrying about it right now. The solution, you have a lot of time, and the solution may present itself in the meantime, is kind of what I'm saying. So with the Emperor here, I do think that you really need to kind of focus up and really pay attention to what you can control in this situation, and what you can prepare for. The Emperor is somebody who is very responsible and is able to, I don't want to say a dictator, but because that's always sounds negative, but really facilitate. That's a better word. Facilitate the goings on in his kingdom, and everything moves at a very smooth way where everything kind of lines up. And I think that's where you want to go, obviously. But with the Empress here, you're not going to be able to rely 110% on your logical minds. You're really going to have to tap into some of your creativity as well as your intuitive sense, okay? Because sometimes it's not always the most obvious solution. Logically, you could probably dream up a very logical, easy solution, but does it feel right? Does it really feel like that's going to address the indecision and the worry of whatever event is potentially on the horizon for you? I think that especially with the Empress here, you are being asked to really pay attention to your own intuition, okay? Not only your own intuition, but also thinking outside the box in terms of creativity, and really doing something that might be something that you would never have thought of that might work. You have, with this being a slow moving energy, I really think you do have enough time until this opportunity or this particular issue presents itself, until it comes into your actual, you know, focus. Also, I do want to say you're going to have to, you know, with the Emperor and the Empress, release a little bit of the control, okay? This is very much like yin and yang energy here, and there's going to have to be kind of a balance. And like I said just a little bit ago, you know, control what you are able to control. So take a look at the situation that you're worried about, and really look at and prepare the things that you can prepare for, the things that you know, and you can prepare for bad and good, but also really pay attention to how your attitude is towards it. If you are just going to control and really try to rein everything in, the tighter you try to hang on to this, the more crazy it's going to get. Okay, so I really think that you're going to have to embody a little bit more of the Empress energy and really create that balance between these two energies in order for you to really have the ability to use your intuitive side, think logically, and come up with a potential solution, or just trust that with this flow that you will be going through. I mean, just go with the flow, essentially. I mean, do what you can to control and prepare for the situation, but at the end, you're really going to have to understand and realize that you're kind of at, the mercy of the universe, essentially, and whatever is going to happen, is going to happen whether or not you worry about it. So prepare both ways, really kind of understand that you need to go with the flow, but also be in this logical energy as well and see where that takes you. Okay. So I think that is about as in-depth as I'm going to get with this reading today. So, and I hear construction trucks coming down the street with that beeping. So that is all the messages I'm going to have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. If this reading resonated with you, please comment down below. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. Those things seem really small, but they actually really help the channel. It just puts it out in the algorithm a little bit better. So thank you so much for those of you who do that religiously. I appreciate you more than you know. And I hope to see you guys again soon at another reading. Take care. Bye.